Something big is brewing for the New York Knicks as they've reacquired a player for their organization who has been a key member of the organization thus far and will be the guy, according to reports, signed as the 15th man for this team, ahead of someone who it seemed was a lock for this position, and we are going to break all of it down. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Knicks Digest. It's Chris here, and we're going to jump right into things as always. And guys, if you're enjoying the content and are part of that 68% that's not subscribed to Knicks Digest, make sure to subscribe. We have multiple videos every day. We're having a bunch of fun on this channel. You do not want to miss out. All that being said, let's jump into the news today because the New York Knicks, they've made a key move as they have now brought Moses Brown back to the organization after a 10-day contract with the Dallas Mavericks. The Mavericks could no longer afford to pay Moses Brown, so they let him go, where as it was revealed by the New York Knicks, the Westchester Knicks have reacquired Moses Brown following Westchester has placed Bryce Golden on waivers. Now, Bryce Golden was a player stepping in and actually playing some minutes for the New York Knicks the Westchester Knicks before they decided to move him back to waivers and go forwards with Moses Brown. Now, Moses Brown steps into a New York Knicks organization that, well, needs a center. We saw Ariel Hukporti go down with the injury. Mitchell Robinson is still playing limited minutes as he's continuing to get ramped up back into usual Mitchell Robinson form. On top of that, you have Karl Anthony Towns and you have Precious Achiuwa, and that is all the big men you have. Ariel Hukporti's season is likely over. The Knicks will not plan on playing him during the NBA playoffs. Being that he's a rookie coming off a torn meniscus surgery, he's likely done for the year, effectively. So that leaves you with Karl Anthony Towns, Precious Achiuwa, and Mitchell Robinson. As we know, Mitchell Robinson is injury prone, and Precious Achiuwa is not really a true center at all, and he's proven that multiple times that he is more of a power forward, which gives Moses Brown a damn good chance to make the New York Knicks, especially after the game he just had today, as in Westchester, the 7'2" Moses Brown in his return to the Westchester Knicks put up 26 points and 20 rebounds. The man went absolutely off, as he usually does everywhere he goes. Now, I know it's the G League, and I know people do get a little weirded out about this. We saw back in the olden days of the Westchester Knicks, we saw Jimmer Fredette ball out in the G League, and that never really led anywhere. But Moses Brown, he's been doing this at the NBA level. It's just nobody seems to care when Moses Brown plays well, and it makes absolutely no sense. As someone who's been a fan of Moses Brown for years now and has wondered why he's not getting an NBA job, this is the craziest year about it because we've clearly seen the man has gotten better and better, and still he's yet to hold on to an NBA position. And it was revealed by Knicks Feed, who, look, I'm tight with Knicks Field, friend of the show. Knicks Feed, friend of the show. Good dude. I don't want to say he doesn't have sources. He absolutely does, but he's not someone who's breaking a ton of stories. But when he does break stuff, they do happen. And as he mentioned, TJ Warren's not going to be the final roster spot for the Knicks, according to his source, and that the Knicks are leaning Moses Brown or another replacement center. Now, again, Knicks Feed is not someone who breaks a ton of news, but here's the thing. He is a big player in the New York Knicks social media field, and everyone who has a bit of social media connections, or not a bit, but everyone who has real social media connections through Knicks Twitter and all the other Knicks social media sources, you do hear stuff. I mean, I went on that YouTube live stream now 6 months ago and said the New York Knicks are going to make a trade tonight, and it's going to involve Julius Randle. And what happened? Julius Randle got traded for Karl Anthony Towns. You don't see me saying every week, well, here's the deal, guys. I've heard inside information that the New York Knicks are going to do XYZ. Right then, I wasn't lying to you. Knicks Feed does have sources. So you got, trust me when I tell you this is legit and that the Knicks are leaning towards Moses Brown or another replacement center. And let me just tell you right now, if it's a center, it's going to be Moses Brown. Moses Brown has been with the Westchester Knicks for the majority of this season. He's from New York, which the Knicks like to bring in New Yorkers. On top of that, he's 7'2". He's a true big man and does give the Knicks an answer at center that you could theoretically play with Karl Anthony Towns and Precious Achiuwa. You can play him with Mitchell Robinson, but with Mitchell Robinson moving slowly in his comeback, it's going to take some time, and Moses Brown is going to get real minutes and also be depth for this team that the Knicks need. Now, here's a key part of all this. Landry Shamet's playing well. He's been playing very well as of lately. He's hitting his threes at an over 40% clip over the last month or so. His shoulder's looking good. He's scoring well. The defense has been promising as well. So the Knicks trust Landry Shamet to be another shot creator off the bench along with Cameron Payne and Deuce McBride. And then they think that they're good with their bench unit for this season. Obviously, it's not where they want to be long-term. The Knicks bench unit is going to get better as time goes on this season, which is important to note. But as of right now, what we're seeing is a very, very good situation for a New York Knicks team that really depleted their bench through trades, but plans on building it back up this offseason. That was always the plan. And now what we're seeing is a Knicks team that wants to add another big man because they want to make sure that they have a ton of rim protection, not just Mitchell Robinson, also having Moses Brown, fixing that rebounding that has been an issue this season that Moses Brown absolutely fixes effectively instantly. Moses Brown, in his final 2 games for the Dallas Mavericks, averaged 19 points and 10 rebounds with 1.5 steals. The man was playing very good basketball because he was getting minutes, and when Moses Brown gets minutes, he puts up these good numbers. I mean, in his 4 games with the Mavs, the first 2 games he didn't get a ton of minutes, and still his averages over those 4 games were 12 points and 8 rebounds per game with 1 steal. The man played very well, and he only averaged in that time 18 minutes. And again, it was those first 2 games that he didn't get a ton of minutes. Then he started to, and things looked good for Moses Brown. I mean, the man was making 85% of his free throws as well, had a true shooting of 74% because all his shots are under the rim, shooting at 72% from under the rim. We know Moses Brown is a guy who puts up 16 and 13 with the Westchester Knicks throughout this season, and for his career in the G League, Brown has also put up 15 points and 15 rebounds per game. This is a guy who's very talented and very undervalued, and the New York Knicks understand that he's undervalued and want to take advantage of that, and are probably going to look to sign him to a multi-year deal so he can be that third-string center for this team that's also going to get real minutes. I mean, there's going to be lineups where Mitchell Robinson and Karl-Anthony Towns play together, and the Knicks, and specifically Tom Thibodeau, might grow more partial to playing a true 7-foot big man, a 7'2" big man, over Precious Achiuwa, who's playing undersized and punching above his weight there, which does make things a little bit more difficult for him. Now, it depends on matchups, obviously, but there will be matchups where the Knicks will want to start Mitch and Karl-Anthony Towns together, and in those instances, we would see Moses Brown come off the bench, which would be really nice to see, because when the guy gets an opportunity, his offense is good, he's a solid defender, he has very quick hands. One thing about Moses Brown that I don't love, because we're not just going to sit here and say that Moses Brown's good at everything. If he was good at everything, he'd be in the NBA consistently. I don't like the way he sets screens. He doesn't really set a good screen. He kind of just stands there and then just lets you go by him. And it's not really the strongest screen, so I wonder how Jalen Brunson's going to figure to work with that. But again, no one you're picking up off the buyout market's going to be a perfect fit, or going to be a perfect player, that is. So it doesn't really move me, if I'm being honest. But it is something very, very interesting to note. Now, Moses Brown's been phenomenal in the games that he's played for the Westchester Knicks, and he's showing that. And he's showing that the New York Knicks do need another big man. If the Knicks want to go with another big man, it's going to be Moses Brown. It's not going to be someone else. I mean, who are the other options out there? Like Dwight Howard? They're not going to do that. They're going to go with someone who the organization knows well, who's been coached by the Westchester Knicks head coaches for a while, who has practiced with the New York Knicks the way that Moses Brown has. Mind you, for over a year now, or for around a year now, Moses Brown was on a 2-way contract with the New York Knicks, meaning the man has practiced with this team. He's worked with the Knicks. He's worked with Tom Thibodeau before. This man understands the New York Knicks organization, and the New York Knicks organization understands him. So what this is leading to is it's leading to Moses Brown becoming a New York Knick very, very soon. The longer the Knicks wait, they could sooner buy out DeLon Wright and sign TJ Warren as well, which would give them 2 extra roster spots because of some salary cap mumbo jumbo that Yossi Golzan understands, and I don't think, or Yossi Goslan understands, and no one else does. So make sure to check out his YouTube channel for more breakdowns on salary cap. I try to break them down as well on here, but I do want to give credit to him because he's the person who informed me, not directly. He didn't call me up. He was like, yo, Chris. But I did watch his YouTube video, and he explained that the New York Knicks effectively will be able to sign 2 players if they choose to buy out DeLon Wright, which would be huge for the Knicks. I think they do that. Buy out DeLon Wright, get TJ Warren in here, get Moses Brown in here. That's such a big upgrade on your bench. Guys, let me know what you think down below. Like this video, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Have a great day, and go Knicks.